Hey Arlo, we're going to work on your berries. So I'm going to try to catch up to you and use color pencils to draw all my berries in. After that, I'm going to focus on just painting the blueberries. We'll need to use today watercolor, color pencils, if you haven't drawn in all your berries yet, or marker, whatever you wanted to use for that, and a tissue or a Kleenex. We're going to be using the Kleenex to create some soft effects when we're painting our blueberries. Okay, I'm just going to speed this video up really, really fast because you already know how to do all this. We already covered it. So trust me, I can't draw this quickly. My hand would fall off. It's fun to watch it go really, really fast though. It feels really, really good to fill up the page, and I'm starting to see the end. Like, I can see how this is going to go, and it's pretty exciting. I hope you're really having a good time making yours. You'll have to tell me what parts you like the best and what parts were hard. And let me know, and then I can help you out if anything was too hard. So now I'm going to start painting the blueberries. When you mix your color, you're probably going to need a couple different blues. Blueberries have a lot of blues in them, some purple ones and aqua and just regular, but they're mostly gray. So that's where the tissue is going to come in. We're going to add some color, and then we're going to blot each berry with a tissue so that the color we add isn't too harsh or too dark too soon. Now I'm going to be adding some dark layers. So you'll notice that I only use the tissue sometimes whenever I need it. If I don't like how my shadow came out, if it looks totally like it's just stuck on top and it doesn't feel like a real blueberry, then soften it. And you'll notice that I'll do a few blueberries at a time before I blot them. And then if I forget and I don't blot it, I can always come back and add some water, wake everything back up on that blueberry, and then blot it again. You can't blot forever, though, right? Otherwise, you'll never have any darks. But blotting helps you figure out where you want your shadows without worrying about doing something wrong. It also helps things look more realistic because when people can't tell how you did it, it's so much cooler. And when you make something a little bit mysterious by blotting or blending or anything like that, uh, it just makes it cool. So I think it gets really fun when you get this many layers and you can start to see the blueberries coming into life, I guess. And don't get discouraged if things just look a little bit messy. In a minute, we're going to add the darks in between the blueberries and it's going to really sharpen them. I would say the most important thing is to have at least three kinds of blue. So you can see I have aqua and I have regular and I have gray and purpley blue all mixed together. Now I'm going to use a gray and I'm going to be putting it in all the spots in between that are next to my blueberries. And earlier in the video, you noticed that I used a black color pencil and I kind of marked off some areas. So I'm going to be doing those too. So when you see me doing that earlier on, you'll notice that my shapes aren't exact, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is to have awesome, never ending berries. So if you have a shape that isn't quite right, if it doesn't bother you, it's not going to bother anyone else. So it's okay. So I just used a mixture of blue and brown. Now you could just use black if you want. Just make sure to add enough water so it's not too strong. When you add water, you do want to make sure that it's not flooding the paper. So if you do add a lot of water to lighten a color, tap your brush on your paper towel or a scrap paper or something, uh, just so that you kind of get rid of some of that drip because you don't want it super wet. You can tell on mine how I don't have a drip there, even though it's light, even though I added some water. So just make sure that you're not flooding your paper. Next, I'm just going to add more color to my other berries, the raspberries and blackberries. Yours, I think, are a little bit more colored in than mine were, so you don't have to go back and add color unless you think you do. Sometimes when we start getting darks in, we realize how pale our early layers are, and that's okay. So that's why I'm just going in and just doing a wash really quickly of red and then of purple over the blackberries. That way I'm all caught up, I believe, with where you're at. And uh, when I see you next, we can just do some shadows on the berries and be done. Now, of course, if you finish this at home, just send me a picture and yeah, just because I like to see. No other reason. But yeah, I would love to see it. Okay, so I hope this helps and thank you for understanding that I wasn't feeling too good this week and had to cancel class. All right, bye.